Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be ranking every single Rick and Morty season. Now I was planning on doing this with episodes, yes, all 61 of them, but then I realized that was going to take too long, so we're doing it with seasons instead. So over the past week, and I mean week, I basically binge watched the entire Rick and Morty series so that I could make this video. In 1 week, dude, that's really unhealthy. I spent the entirety of yesterday doing seasons 4 and 5, and today doing season 6. So what do you expect me to do, honestly? I ranking them based on the season alone in 6 rows. So instead of just saying how good or bad a season is, I'm also going to be comparing them to the other seasons. Why? Because there's only 6. So let's get into it. Alright, season 1. Now, season 1's going to get a comfortable 3. It gets credit. Because the first season obviously isn't really too dramatic, it isn't too intense, and more or less it's just more dialed down compared to the rest of the seasons. It's got episodes like the pilot. In my opinion, the pilot was actually a really good episode. Even though it's very dull, there's not too much occurring in the pilot. It's pretty good for a pilot episode because, especially with a sci-fi kind of series, it's kind of, you don't want to start off too dramatic and too over the top because then your viewers wouldn't really understand anything. And I think the pilot episode, while it's being quite simplistic and dull, does a pretty good job in introducing the viewer to the whole sci-fi Rick and Morty kind of shit. Because imagine in the sci-fi episode where, oh my god, the world is literally dying, but I invented this one random shit that no one has ever heard of, and boom, the world is saved. That's the problem with sci-fi series in general. You can just invent solutions that don't exist to fix problems that don't exist. Kind of like that. Overall, though, the first season isn't too bad. It's compared to seasons 2 and 3, definitely, they're not as good. And the reasoning is that it's not really as interesting to watch because it's not as much there's not as much, glamour. There's not as much exaggeration to anything in the first season, which is understandable because it's the first season, But you get episodes like The Lawnmower Dog, where you got a dog who's worried about where his testicles have gone. The first couple of seasons are the ones that also are more humorous and funny compared to the later seasons. I'll tell you that. The first season definitely cracked a lot of jokes in there. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about season 1. So we move on to season 2, which is going to get a number 2 in the spot. A number 2. Why? Because I feel like it's better than the first season, for literally all the reasons I've just stated. I'm going to bring up the Netflix also. Why? Because I kind of forgot what episodes are on what season, because I kind of watched all this in one go. I didn't really pay attention to the seasons. I just watched this all in one go, so I just need to look at the episodes. But season 2 is a lot better than season 1 because it just had a little bit more interesting things, like a Morty Night Run. That was pretty good. I kind of forgot this one because it was kind of boring to watch. Rick Hall was kind of funny. This was cringe as fuck. Don't remember. This one was alright because never mind. I don't remember that one. This one was pretty okay. Interdimensional Cable 2 is quite interesting because it kind of reminds me of season 1. Another reason why season 1 down there is because it's got one of my least favorite episodes, which is Rick's Minutes. Wherever it is, Rick's Minutes. It's really boring because all you get to watch is TV commercials if they were written by a 5-year-old making 5-year-old jokes. It just wasn't funny. Interdimensional Cable 2, it was a little bit funnier because it wasn't as boring because there was an actual plot line, like Jerry literally dying. But other than that, though, it's literally just a copy. But I still think season 2 is not bad, especially this last episode that gets cut into the next season. This last episode wasn't too bad. The cliffhanger, I mean, if I was actually watching this on a TV series, then maybe the cliffhanger would have sucked. But that episode was good. This one was whatever. I checked the quirky fun facts, and apparently they wrote this in 1 day because this was supposed to be a 2-parter finale, but then they decided to make it the next season, so they had a free slot and they had to write that in a day, which was kind of funny, to say the least. But that's why it's going up there. For all the reasons I stated, season 1, it's just a little bit more interesting to watch because a lot more events occur, a lot more ha-ha funny stuff occurs, but other than that, it's just a little bit better. It's not too much over the top, like season 3, which is getting top 10 number 1. I like season 3 the most because it kind of just has the most amount of episodes I like this one, which is a continuation of the last season, the last episode from the previous season, which wasn't too bad. I forgot this one. This one was kind of funny and hilarious, even though it kind of doesn't make sense at the same time. This one, apparently, people hate. I kind of didn't, because it was really funny. The ending was pathetic as fuck, but the most of this episode was kind of funny. This one was actually really interesting because it's one of those kind of Jerry episodes. You don't really get a lot of Jerry episodes, and this one kind of nailed the dot on that one. I actually like the Whirly Dirly Conspiracy. I don't remember that one. This. Oh wait, no. This one was when they became toxic of themselves, which was interesting. This one was interesting because this was also like one of the first episodes where Rick and Morty wasn't actually there because they weren't actually there. They weren't actually there for the episode. Forgot that one. I forgot that one too, and this one was actually that one existed. I kind of also forgot that one. But season 3 is the best one because it just has the most amount of episodes I kind of liked. I like season 3 the most. Then we move on to season 4, which is getting a number 4 right down there. The reason why season 4 is getting down there isn't as good as the rest because this is kind of the point where the series kind of started to take a little downfall. Season 4 was still fine, to say the least, but it kind of took a pit for the worse because instead of getting I felt like after this point the episodes started to become less satirical, less funny, and less comedic, which kind of is the whole point of this TV series, is to be funny. It was fine, but it was decreasing. But this season also had a couple episodes that I kind of liked. But I'll say something. The first couple episodes in this season was kind of ass. This one I barely watched the full thing because it was really boring. This one same. This one same. This one was interesting because it featured a very popular song, and that's kind of the whole reason I watched it. Because I kind of forgot. Oh no, this one was the one where we get to see Morty masturbating and. No one can ever excuse watching free porn on Netflix. This one was kind of boring because I hate English. I hate story. I hate what's the guy called again? Story. I don't know. I forgot what the guy was called. This one was kind of depressing as fuck. This one was kind of interesting to say the least, but also kind of boring. This one was actually good. I don't really. Is this? Oh, okay, no, this one's the one where Rick and Beth did some shit on a planet, and Jerry decided to revolt. I forgot that one, but it just wasn't as good as the other one because these first 4 episodes were kind of garbage in my opinion. They were really boring, and nothing really happened in them because it was just really boring. Especially this one. This one was the most pathetic one in general because it's literally a story about Rick trying to find the person who shitted in his toilet. It's literally about that. It's a very depressing and boring plot. Next, we get on to season 5. Now, you might have noticed here that I've put the last 2 seasons in the maybe no and bad, in the very bottom category. So, guys, take a bet. Put in the comment section. Which one is season 5 going to be? Up here or up down there? Who knows? Is season 5 the worst or is it not the worst? Who knows? Let's get up season 5. Okay, we're already on season 5. It's going up there. Season 6 is the worst. We'll talk about it later. Season 5 is the bottom of the barrel in my opinion. It's one of the worst seasons. Seasons 5 and 6, in my opinion, is like Season 3 was the peak, Season 4 was the resolution, and Season 5 is past the resolution where we've crash landed into nowhere. It kinda sucked. Now, the reason why it sucked is because none of the episodes were that interesting, to say the least. Especially this one. This one was depressing. It was really cringe, and I didn't really like it. But I feel like with Season 5 and 6, it kind of threw away the entire idea of, wait, this is supposed to be funny, and kind of threw in alright, we're going to add canon story elements, especially in the finale. But, it kind of threw away the entire point of this series being funny. Like, they crack a couple of jokes and stuff, but it kind of ended. Like, they kind of stopped doing the jokes, so it kind of just stopped being funny. It just started being really boring to watch. This one was when, it's this guy that existed, out of the ocean. This one was a really depressing episode at the same time, because it's literally... this one was also depressing because you don't get to see Rick and Morty at all in it. Or you see the clone of 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 the clone, which, after a little while gets a little stupid and depressing as fuck. I didn't even bother watching this one. I don't even remember it because it was really boring to watch. Uh, this one was the stupidest one. I don't know who the writer is, but it was sort of funny to look at giant sperms and Morty ejaculating to a horse, but whatever, whatever, a horse cum, whatever. This one, oh, this one was the weird Bruce kid at school. Okay, I remember this one. It was alright. This wasn't too bad. Don't even remember. Oh, this one was the one where he transformed himself into a hen. Okay, that was really weird. That wasn't funny. This one sucked ass. Don't remember this one. Don't remember this one. Oh wait, no, these were the finale last two actually, which was alright, but it really wasn't funny. It was way too much canon in the last one. The last one really started to not be satirical and instead actually had story in it, and I still don't understand it to this day. What the fuck Evil Morty is talking about? I still barely understood it. So yeah, that's season 5. Plummeted into nowhere because it sucks so bad. Season 6 is just nah. There's no good episodes in season 6. I don't know why, but season 6 was just the worst one in general because there just wasn't that much episodes that I kind of liked. You can kind of tell there's a lot of half to watch kind of things, especially this one for some reason. But it just kind of, yeah, it was kind of just really boring to watch. This one was fine, but not enough action. It was just them being really confused about where the fuck they went to. Stop texting me. Don't even. Oh, this one was way too much about. It was way too much about Summer and not enough about anyone else, and way too much about dumb arcades. This one was about whatever. This one was sort of interesting. Night Family was sort of interesting, except it really didn't have a plot that was too deep enough for me to care about. Like it wasn't. It was fine, but it wasn't too deep, and I didn't really like it too much. This one was really weird, and it exists. It exists. It was fine. Them caring way too much about fortune cookies. I'll tell you, the writers, man, they're on crack or something. What the fuck are the writers on? This one, don't even remember. Oh, this one was when the dinosaurs invaded Earth. Okay, that wasn't that bad of an episode. This was fine. Don't even remember this one because I barely watched it because I kind of didn't feel like it. This one exists about. Oh, this one was about Jerry becoming like a big person, becoming important for once, and then realizing that doesn't actually do anything. This one was about the sun. Okay, yeah, sure. It was also. I didn't really like it. I barely watched it because it kind of sucked. Um, the last one. Yeah, the last one was fine, but it kind of. Yeah, it was fine. There's not much to talk about. It just sucked. This entire season sucked. I don't know if anyone could agree, but it kind of sucked ass. I didn't like it at all. It was the one I rushed the most also, because you can see a lot of half-watched episodes. But yeah, this is my tier list. It's 13. Okay, the tier list actually lasted 13 minutes. What the fuck? To end off this thing, I'm gonna ask my friends about if I'm gonna ask my friends which one they liked the most. And we'll see what they like. If Discord wants to be nice to me and I've heard. Are they still on a call? They're still on a call. Alright. Oh wait, my Netflix thing does work. Okay, I left you some
Oh,
time.
how did I miss that shot?
What's your favorite season? I left you some time to think about.
Season 3.
James,
Huh?
what's your favorite season?
Probably season 3.
I'm glad that both of you can agree. Bye. Okay, so we don't have to, we have to write opinions. I have to write opinions. So you guys can't hate me for this video, unlike that one video I made like a couple of weeks ago that everyone hated.